In the summer of 2022, the War Heritage Insitute was requested by BACA to provide 2 gate guards for their offices in the Peutie Barracks. BACA, or Benelux Arms Control Agency, founded in 2014, combines the arms control agencies of the 3 Benelux countries, Belgium, the Netherlands and Luxembourg, into one international agency. Its mission is to execute arms inspections abroad in order to provide a clear image of the quantities and locations of weapons, military equipment and military exercises. They also facilitate non-NATO country inspections in Belgium, the Netherlands and Luxembourg. The decision was made to use the Czechoslovakian OT-65 and the East German SPW-50PK for this purpose. The OT-65 was in good condition and required minimal work. The SPW-50PK, on the other hand, had been stored outside at the Gunfire Museum for quite some time and required a new coat of paint as well as covering the air intake to ensure water could no longer get in. After a good hose down, the SPW was towed to the I-16 hangar for further restoration. On the left you can see the wheeled OT-65, which is an NBC reconnaissance vehicle based on the Hungarian D-442 FUG, with specialized radiation, chemical and biological detection devices, as well as flag dispensers used to mark the contaminated areas. We covered the air intake of the engine with a piece of plastic fabric to ensure no water could get into the compartment. Our trusted workhorse, the Bergepanzer, was used to push the vehicle to hangar I-16. The SPW, which is a German abbreviation for Schützenpanzerwagen, is an amphibious APC or armored personnel carrier. This particular version is a minesweeper or Minenraumfahrzeug. There were 2 coffin-like shapes on the top of the crew compartment which housed the explosive charges and rocket. After firing and then detonating the charges, these would create a 100-meter long alley inside a minefield. The 2 slides at the rear above the engine deck were used to load the containers on top of the vehicle. Before we could put it inside, we first had to start up one of the training Leopards, which was temporarily stored in the hangar. We again used the Bergepanzer to provide power to start the engine. First task to do was to weld some of the broken track guards. A general sanding of the vehicle was done to ensure proper adherence of the new coat of paint. And yes, it was a warm summer day. Even though the vehicle has a lot of flat surfaces, there were still plenty of small corners and edges which required proper sanding. We removed the top part of the tracks to ensure that no paint would get on them during the respraying. It was decided to only do a minimal restoration of the SPW as we were on a tight schedule. Instead of the original 3-tone East German camo, we opted for a single-tone Russian green. Once the paint had dried, it was time to restore the original vehicle number 2437. Having taken the measurements of the old number before sanding, we created a cardboard template and used a simple sponge to apply the paint, as this gave us the most realistic looking number. With the paint work done, it was time to put the upper part of the tracks back on. It's a very straightforward design with a single track pin.
Yep.
As we only had to move the APC forwards and backwards, we used a small ATA for the job. Using two track joiners, it's easy to line the two track links. Once that's done, all that's left to do is to hammer in the pin.
Oh, nice, dus goed. een slechte sleutel, die gaat daar een beetje meer en meer open.
Of nog niet?
Bij mij hier al wel.
Nee, veilig wat ze. Ik zit er nog niet. Dan kan ik het nog veel meer. Dat moet nog meer. Fucking rust. Zus, hier heb ik het.
Het ene misschien beter die een tweede pakken en bij jou monteren.
Wat?
Dat wordt gewacht.
Ja, goed of wat?
Bij mij is het goed. Ja, maar dan moet er langs tafel kant in, hè.
Ja. Dat wordt mooi. Moet je nog dichter krijgen dan? Dan wordt nooit gelost, hè?
Ja, dichter kijken niet, want hier zit een tegen in.
Nee.
En
Wacht.
Mag die eens gewoon?
Ja. Is dat daar hard in deze? Wacht, oei, niet gewoon open. Wacht, is dat? Ja, dat is er wel.
Ja.
Gewoon maar. Jempel is een tik op. Oh, jammer.
With the tracks back on the vehicle, we could then proceed with towing it back to hangar I-27. And here we see the SPW-50PK showing off its new coat of paint in the summer sun. The OT-65 was already covered up while awaiting transport to BACA. That's it for this video. I'll leave you with a couple of shots of the vehicles in their new location at the Peutie Barracks in front of the BACA headquarters, together with a group picture of some of the team responsible for the restoration.